Wow. I'm surprised it started today because it didn't seem like it was going to work well today. But hi, everybody. I'm a little early since my internet is just so iffy. I thought I would give it a try. So I hope you all are doing wonderful. It looks like a very rainy day today here in Ohio. So I'm hoping it dries up. Got lots of fun stuff going on. So I'm going to start doing online classes. Um, So I'm just trying to look at interest and see if anybody wants to do that with me. It's always great when you have a hard time getting out of the house, or if you want to watch it on a recording because you can't make the live, then online is great because you can have the kit and you can do it on your own time. But I'm looking at doing that um, for July's class. So if you're interested in doing that, send me an email at akgalstamps@gmail.com, and I'll give you more information, the cost, and the date, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm just trying to do things a little different and give more people an opportunity to craft along. And I actually do simple cards, and I'm going to try and do more of those. But I love fancy folds. I can't lie. I do love them, especially if I can figure them out, because I'm not a very good at all that kind of stuff. It always takes me several tries. So anyway, I'm going to try that. Um, I've got a fun fold for you today. I think I probably made this 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It's been a long, long time. I couldn't tell you who I got it from, but I've made it with a 12 by 12 sheet, and this card is going to be a 5.5 by 11. Make it a little easier for people in the US who don't have the bigger cardstock, don't get it. I totally get that. Totally do. I do have 12 by 12, but not a lot. So anyway, hi Tracy. How you doing, girl? So anyway, I'm been using the Right Words stamp set all week. I mean, this is a great stamp set. It does have your birthday, but it has a lot of thinking of you kind of things. It doesn't say sympathy, but it does talk about people that are going through hard things. And I know I've got one friend that I'm particularly thinking about that I know this next month is going to be hard for her. But anyway, I'm going to turn the camera down and we will get started. Let's see, we'll lift this up a little bit. Get this centered a little bit more. I think I need to go back a little bit. Is that better? Let's move it back. How about we do that? Is that better? Trying to get it so you can see it. Oop, that's in the way. Don't want that. I'm going to flip this to see what it does. Ah, is that better? Nope, that's backwards. Okay, I had it right the first time. There we go. Okay, just making sure. So I was undecided on which paper that I would use. If I want to use the basic gray, I am using the beautiful gallery paper. Today it comes in 6 by 6. Lots of pretty paper. Actually, where's my little sample thing? Here's my sample of this paper. So front and back. I mean, I like all these pretty much. Some more than others. This is a wild print, but it has that timid tiger color in it. But a lot of these are scenery. 2, which those are always great for like panel cards. Hi, Donna. So this is one of the choices today. But there's a lot that's great for masculine cards too, which I don't know about you, but I usually struggle. Not that their cards have to be, this is really pretty, they have to be dark and all that kind of stuff, but they usually don't have all the bows and all the things on them. So this is cloud cover and this is basic gray. Which do you like better? Which should we do today? The cloud cover or the basic gray? Love to see what you think. Because when I chose this paper, I thought this is kind of more cloud cover, which is kind of a dusty blue. So, and I also embossed, you know, I love the embossing. So which would you rather like? Try the gray. Tracy's going with gray. I've got my refill on order for this. I love this color too. But I love this paper. So what's Donna say? Is she the more the cloud cover, dusty blue, or the gray? So this is just a really fun card, and it is really easy. It really is easy. So, but I'll probably make this one after. You need a piece that is 5.5 by 11, and then you got to do some scoring. You need to score at 3 5/8 at each end. 3 5/8. Then flip it around and do 3 5/8. Okay. And then you're going to do diagonal scoring, and you do both sides the same direction. So this is my 3 5/8, my 3 5/8. This is how this card's going to open. Okay. But we're going to score from upper right to that closest score line down the opposite corner. Okay. And then we're going to do the same direction. So just slide it over so that you have the farthest left score line and then the bottom left in your groove and score. Okay, got that for the moment. I'll bring that back in just a second. So I'm going to use my bone folder, score, and then this goes back. Was this? I'm not quite straight. Let's straighten that out just a little bit. See if I can straighten it out a little bit. There. Okay, and then this one, you're going to fold over and go back. Crazy, right? This is a bigger card, so you're going to have to make an envelope or find one that'll fit a 7.5 by 5.5 card. Man, that looks like that is really wide. I better make sure I did score that correctly. Did I score it correctly? 3 5/8. I got to make sure. Did I score this at 3 5? No, I didn't. See? I got to watch myself. 3 5/8. Right there. I'm off just a smidge. Got to watch myself. That's okay. I'm going to get another piece out real quick because that's not going to work. I need my basic gray. Give everybody time to catch up. 5.5. Right here. See, I got to watch what I'm doing. So 3 5/8. Move that out of the way. And 3 5/8. That was too big a gap. You do have a gap, but that was too big. 3 5/8. Okay. Oops. Just kind of moving this so that we can see the score lines better. Okay, now one direction, upper right to the closest score line right here. And if you were doing it along with me, you probably did it right, and I did it wrong. And this, yesterday was yard work day because we've had so much rain. Okay, now let's see. This should look better now. So my gap should not be as big, because you will have a gap with this card. If you do the 12 by 12 cardstock size, 5.5 by 12, yeah, see, that's right. See, you're about that size of a gap is what you should have for this size card. The 12 by 12 piece, the 5.5 by 12 doesn't have this bad a one. It doesn't have a gap. It's much closer, but I worked on it. Oh, my cord fell down again. Well, phooey. Thank you, Tracy. I need to like zip tie that to something, don't I? Okay, so we're doing this piece. So we need to score the same way we were scoring upper right to lower left. We need to cut this, not score it. We need to cut it. I don't start in the corners because I don't want to ding them up. And then the second piece, you have two pieces that are, I didn't tell you that are 3.5 by 5 3/8. 3.5 by 5 3/8. You cut one piece the same direction you were scoring, but the other one you do the opposite direction, and it's 3.5 by 5 3/8. You're going to do this one the opposite way, okay? The opposite corner, and I'll show you why. You're also going to have a piece that is 3.5 by 5 1/4 for the inside. I'm using vanilla. Okay, and I've got two circles. I need 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Well, 2 1/4 circle, and then this one's a 2-inch circle. Okay, so are we clear on all that? I think we are good. So here we have our piece. And you'll notice, wait a minute, this doesn't, it works that way, like that, but I don't want it that way. At least I don't think I want it that way. Oh, did I do it wrong? I probably did do it wrong. This one goes here, and this one goes here. And this one goes here, and this one goes here. Okay. So that's why it's kind of important which way you're going to cut, because depending on which piece you want, it may not want to fit the way you have it going. Okay, because this one, when you open it, it's going to be straight. And this one is going under here. So the opposite direction goes on the back side. Not hard though, right? It's just, I've used a lot of paper, DSP, just trying to get, because I wanted one piece on a certain side. So we're going to glue these. And this is going to fit really close. Really close. This is just so pretty, this paper. But you could totally use anything you want for this. And if you didn't want DSP, you could just stamp on your paper. That would work. So there's that and that. And then this piece. This is going to go right here. And you could do even more. I mean, if you wanted to have all the panels have DSP, add a third panel. You could totally do that. It's your card. Do it how you want it. And you can make this as ornate or as simple as you want it. I like fun folds, but I tend to not go crazy with all the decorations. Although I like it. See, you can put another panel here. See how that works? Okay, so we got that. That's done. My fingers are getting sticky. That's the only problem with glue. Okay, so I'm using basic gray ink. And I'm going to stamp Thinking of You, which is from the Right Words stamp set. Okay, and this just fits. I love circles. Because if you oopsie, it don't matter. I mean, of course, if you do a bad oopsie, you can turn it around and use the other side. But I mean, this, you can place it however it's going to work. And then I'm using Hoping the Loss You Feel Right Now Will Be Eased by Wonderful Memories. It's just got great sentiments. Let's see. See, when I really try hard to make things straight, you know it's not going to be straight, right? I hope it's straight. I hope it's straight. I hope it's straight. And that's a little crooked. Let's try it this way. Maybe it's because I didn't say Kevin is wonderful, Kevin is wonderful, Kevin is wonderful. That's a demonstrator that I have that I'm friends with, and he was the first male demonstrator. Let's see if we can do this a little better. Ah, that's a little better. Okay. That's better. Okay, so we got that. And I'm going to use the Spotlight on Nature. I love this set. Okay. None of the dies cut out any of this stuff. But the dies are 2 sets of circles that have different dies on each circle. So they're not repeating. But love this. But I'm going to use this flower. I do like this flower very much. Here. Like that. I'm going to stamp it off a couple times because it's dark. Isn't that just so pretty? Oh, just love it. We have some great artists, that's for sure. Okay, so we got all of our stamping done. So I can put this in the center. So does this seem easy to y'all? Hey, Maria. Hope you're doing good today, lady. Wondering what the weather in Colorado is. Hopefully all your snow's gone. I know growing up as a kid in Alaska, the last day of school was always iffy. Sometimes you had snow and sometimes you didn't. Okay, so these 2 circles, I am using the foam adhesive strips because they're narrow. They're very narrow. You need really narrow pieces because it's got to fit in that channel for my little mechanism, right? And hopefully you get that in the middle as best you can. No more snow for now. For now. I don't remember where you are. If you're northern, far north Colorado. Let's see. Can we get this straight? Can we get this straight? I think it's straight. So you have that right. Don't put it on until you get this right. Okay, so this just fits in here. It's like a channel. Goes right there. And then the channel right here. If I can get it in. And that's kind of what keeps it closed. Is that. Okay? Gosh. I feel like I need, and this is what's great, is when it's a circle, it's a lot easier to get straight, right? Okay, and I have my embellishments somewhere. I just grabbed them. I had 2 types out. Where did I put them? Aha, I see them. underneath the pile. These are the basic gray and smoky slate pearls. So, but I feel like it needs some ribbon, right? I think so. So there's that for my basic gray. Put those aside. And I still have, we have it in gold, but I still have some of the silver because I love this so much. Love it so much. So I'm going to get a piece of this off. And I think I'm going to tie a knot. I can tie a bow, but I need a lot of this to tie a bow because it's really challenging for me. I just want a knot, and I want to diagonally cut and diagonally cut. I think that's too much on this side. Okay. But that does see, and I know, if I know Tracy and Maria, they would totally really do a wow on this card. So there's that card. See, it just pulls out up like that. And there's your little piece. It's not permanent, but it's easy to take apart. It's not too difficult to put back together. You just slide it in and slide it in like that. And then it just goes down. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, if you did decide to do a, where did I put it? A 5.5 by 12. This is the 5.5 by 12. See how they're a little bit bigger. This one folds out to 12 inches. And this one folds out to 11.5. So it just gives you a ½ inch more. But either way, it still is, what is this? This is 6 3/4. So I would say 7 by, what, how tall is this? 5.5, right? 5.5. So it'd be a little bit bigger envelope that you need. But there's that card. So this was my 5.5 by 12 card. That was another card. I didn't add a lot of bling yet. And that was my original card. And I made an envelope. So if you do have an envelope maker, that is very important. So you need a piece to make my 5.5 by 11 inch. You got a 7 by 5.5 inch piece of card stock. And this board will tell you if you have a 5.5 by 7, you need a 10 1/8 by a 10 1/8, and you need to score at 4.5 on this board. And it's not hard, but it can be a little challenging. What did I say? 4.5. So 4.5 is right here, right there. I hit that, and then you got to find the channel. That's the hard part. Find the channel. This is one of the hardest parts is this part right here. Okay, then you move the score line and line it up with this little thing right here at that line, and you score again. And you punch. So Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these anymore, but you can get them. Maybe Michael's, Hobby Lobby. We Are Memory Keepers. They have one. Same concept. Same exact concept. Punch. Okay. And the last one. Punch and a score line. This is how easy it is to make your own envelope. I mean, you probably can make one. I'm sure you could make one without using this. But I have to tell you that it's just a lot easier. Oh, I need one of these ends needs to be, I need to do this. Turn it the opposite way, and it's a corner rounder. See, it rounds the corner. So there you go. So I'm glad I got this one. I did. I know Tracy found one at some treasure store of some kind. But this makes your envelope. You can mail this, but it's going to cost you more because it's bigger. Bigger than a standard size. So it'll probably cost you $4 maybe. $4.50 to mail this, just because of its size. So this is how this goes, and then closes like that. So I'm going to put some adhesive on there. You could stamp on this, which I really should do that. I really should do that because I'm going to hand this to somebody. So I'm going to use my basic gray again and these flowers. Like that. That is good. I'm going to close this. But you can totally make your own. I don't know if anybody's made their own. I think a long time ago I made one. And I don't necessarily like press it down because I don't want it to be too tight, right? I'm just trying to get that down a little bit and just lightly pressing it. Like I said, I don't want to get it too tight. Oh, I lost there's my little circle with all the pretty doodads on it. Isn't that just, I love that ribbon. The gold ribbon is very pretty too. I think it's in that bunny set. It came in that bunny set. Come on, there we go. And shut. There we go. And this goes like this. Fits right in there like that. And there you go. You got an envelope. So get a punch board because these are awesome. Okay. So I hope you like this. I really love this big card. I love this paper. Oh. And that card, that's bright and cheery. And that's where I embossed and did it on the front. So I hope you guys like these cards and give it a try. The joining special is still going on. Good deal, $99. Pick 165. And you don't have to do anything but craft. If you just want to save money, because you'll get 20% off after you sign up, after that first initial sign up. So it's addictive. I have to admit it. And I think my friends would also agree that it is addictive. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday or Friday. And I'll see you on Monday morning at 10 o'clock. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share all the good stuff. It just helps the algorithms for my channel. I so appreciate you guys coming by and watching. Bye now.